Hello everyone and welcome back to ACPL Teen Summer Reading 2020. This is week 5 of our craft challenge when we are making ear cuffs. I think they look like mermaid fins, but if you think they look like dragon wings, that is perfectly fine. That is 100% up to you. You'll note that the video this week has 2 camera feeds. I don't usually set that up because it's kind of irritating, especially to get them synced up afterwards. But this does mean you get to see my beautiful face. Anyway, this is your kit. You will note that it has 3 different lengths of wire. You've got some 18-inch wire, you've got some 5-inch pieces, and you've got some 4-inch pieces. This is for the different pieces. You've got 4 of each of them. I will not be using this because this really is one of your kits. I was running pretty low on wires for the demonstration. I used my own wire that I just happen to have on hand. Your kit will also come with the same pliers that you had in last week's fairy treasure pendant kit. I'm using my own because I also have carpal tunnel and these are a whole lot easier on me. The first thing you're going to want to do is bend your long wire into a C shape, and it's going to look something like this. You're going to want to hold it up to your ear to see exactly where it's going to sit. I'll include some pictures that are probably better than the video showing. I really couldn't see very well. This is mostly me guessing. The shapes will be correct, but you will need to adjust for where your ears actually are. Once you've got a C, you're going to bend it at about a 90, maybe 110 degree angle backwards, and then do it again so that you get a nice box shape. And then you're going to start making curves. Use your fingers for the first one, make it a little bit longer than the other ones, and then just put a bend with your pliers, or you can use your fingers for that too. And you're going to make 4 or 5 bends up the side. Once you've made all of the peaks for your fins, you're going to want to do one large bend that goes all the way over the top of the ear, and you're going to have to sit there and play with it for a minute to get it adjusted right. Hold it up to your own ear and see where you think it wants to sit. Then pull it back around and you will wind the original part of the C, the first part that you started with, around the long bit rather than trying to go the other way around. Believe me, it works much better. Once you've got it as far as your fingers can get it, take your pliers, wrap it the rest of the way. You want this as flat as you can get it. After that, you're going to take the long piece and bend it back up around. This is where you will make the part of the ear cuff that goes back around over the back of your ear. This bit is in front, you're now making the bit that goes around back. So once you've got your thing adjusted and bent back around, I forgot how much I did this. Hold it up to your ear and then start bending the next bit. You'll make it a fairly sharp bend. Take the curve up and around. It will need to go down almost as far as the other piece. You'll want to hang it on your ear and see where it fits. See how far down you want it so that it's not coming back around, out and around the other side. Once you have done that, you will bend it back in a loop and then wrap it around, as I am starting to do right about here. You're basically going to be making a spiral around the first one. This is purely to reinforce it. Once you have wrapped back around to the bend where you are going to make the clip of your ear cuff, wrap back around to the front and make a spiral all the way up the large part of the ear cuff, the front part. This is more decorative than reinforcing, but it does look pretty. It does reinforce, it does help hold that long, straight piece where you want it rather than bending all over the place. So you just wrap it to the end, and when you hit that peak, just cut it off. The next thing to do is to make some spines or ridges up the side. This is also to hold it in place. This is where your 4-inch and 5-inch pieces of wire are going to come into play. So you're going to take one of those pieces and bend it in half, and then wrap that half around the original C that you made at the very start of this. If you are using a finer gauge wire, we are using 20 gauge for this, it is entirely possible to do these one at a time and just wrap ends around both the central piece and the outer fins. I prefer to do it this way just for the ease of wrapping. I find it irritating to have to wrap too many tiny little bitty end pieces, so I don't. This will make 2 of those spines. It will make the first and the second. Your 4-inch piece is going to make the third and fourth. And here we go. You just gotta fight with wire for a minute. Here is where my phone camera quit recording for some reason, so we're stuck with just the visual that makes it almost impossible to see for the third and fourth spines, but you pretty well get the gist. I also sped this one up because when you can't see what I'm doing very clearly, it didn't seem reasonable to just let it drag on for minutes on end. But there we go. I took a break from filming for a second to go set up, and here we are at the next bit. And we're just making our second ear cuff, and I put this whole thing in fast forward as well because you've already seen it. The only really interesting part will be at the very end because I realized I made a mild mistake and had to fix it. watching, you will note that I made two of the exact same ear cuff, which is not good when you have two different ears. So I attached one to one of my ears and then took the other one, and because wire is malleable, I just turned it around. It will require some fiddling, but all you really have to do is pull it out just a bit, then take your pliers and flip it over. It's kind of frustrating when you realize that you've done one backwards, but it is fixable. Nothing about wire is non-fixable. So you just flip it around, clip it on your ears, and you are good to go. Congratulations, you have made it through week 5 of ACPL Teen Summer Reading Craft Challenge.